Hello, welcome to Tarot to a T. Today's reading will be for April 2023 for the sign of, okay, I'll take it, Sagittarius. And if this is the first time to my channel, here we are. Welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for your support. I so appreciate you coming back. Glad to see you again. And if you are coming back, you might notice the layout here is a little different. A couple weeks ago, I was feeling the urge to just kind of change things up a little. So it won't be too far off of what I was doing before. Just laying out more cards on the table, and then dealing separate cards for cards of advice. But again, this is for the sign of Sagittarius, and this is a general reading, general inquiry. If it doesn't fit your situation, please come back and join me for the next reading. By hitting subscribe notifications, you will be notified when that next video is available. Also, I'd like to mention real quick, I am opening up for individual readings, probably starting next time around. I try to do 2 readings a month for each zodiac sign, which are general, but this would be more individualized, and they'll be available on Vimeo. So look out in the description box for information on how to do that if you're interested. Let's go ahead and jump into it, Sagittarius. 2 of diamonds, Queen of spades. This one we got 2. We got the 3 of diamonds and the 8 of spades. We got 2 again. The 7 of clubs and the King of clubs. One moment, please, while I take in the first impressions. You might have been dealing with a fire sign here with this King of clubs. That's a Leo. Well, this could be you, Sagittarius. There we go. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. But the thing about the 7 of clubs, there's something around this fire sign energy or fire sign person where you're feeling trapped. Now, if this pertains to you, you could have been just had an overall feeling of things not going anywhere, just things are stuck in your life. If that pertains to you, but again, you could be dealing with another fire sign, especially one that's in authority or power over you. But I'm not throwing away the idea that that could be you with that King of clubs there. With the 3 of diamonds, 8 of spades, it might have had something to do with work, because the 8 of spades highlights stress at work, being overworked, needing to relieve pressure in a serious way. Again, ties in very well with feeling trapped, feeling like things aren't going anywhere, and just kind of being in the cycle of stagnancy. Kind of, I'm getting the image of like going around on a wheel, chasing your tail, thinking you're getting ahead and you're not. I don't know, but it did come up with the 3 of diamonds, which highlights something on finances, indecision around finances in particular, like being pulled 2 different directions. Perhaps you've been overworking, let's say, for somebody else, an employer, and you need to leave the position, you need to back off from whatever demands they're putting on you. But in either case, you're being pulled in 2 different directions because, one, the money's really good, but on the other hand, it's killing you. That's what I'm getting from that. It's pretty darn clear. Now, the King of clubs, now, if it doesn't represent you, it could be somebody in this organization, perhaps a supervisor who's also a fire sign, and you're feeling trapped by, again, their demands, the relationship you have with them. You've gotten into this pattern where they ask for more and more and more and more, and that's so common these days, it's not even funny. How many times have I witnessed or read about, you're the one that, you're the superstar at work, and you do all the work, and you really do well, and everybody's patting you on the back, but the minute you slow down, oh my, they're like, what's wrong with you? Where did you go? Why aren't you producing what you did last week? Well, maybe you're having a bad day. Maybe you're, you have a headache. We are humans, but they want to treat us like we're not human. that we're machines, that we're mechanical, and don't get me started. My stomach's knotting up over the way the world is moving towards that artificial intelligence, and it's almost like we're being squeezed, right? We're being squeezed into that mold of artificial intelligence when we're still human. So we have all this conflict going on because it doesn't work. That's not who we are. We're still we're still animals that have human needs and desires, especially around work. Anyway, let's carry on here. The Queen of Spades could be embodying this energy, but this is air energy. I'll just throw it out there. Could be dealing with a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. Queen of Spades holds back. Again, there's some power and authority associated with queens, just not as dominating as that king. But this queen in particular is not saying anything. She's holding her feelings back. She's not telling you her opinion. So therefore, there is an air of mystery and just suspicion around her. We're not looking at genders. I'm just referring it to a queen as a female. But, this isn't male or female necessarily. It could be that you are keeping your mouth shut about this. You're like, man, this is killing me. I got to get out of this. But you're keeping your mouth shut. You're not letting probably people at work not know. Maybe a coworker, somebody you can confide in, somebody you can trust. Things are very balanced here, though, in your finances in general, especially if you're in a relationship. This highlights that things are particularly good between you and another person, like a one-on-one. No surprise, though, because I do feel like I'm talking to Sagittarius, a group of Sagittarius who are having that difficulty walking away from that glorious, glorious paycheck. But the cost of it is too high. It's too high. And you're just not saying anything. But you are feeling trapped and stuck. And honestly, what happens with that Seven of Clubs is you get to this point where you have to move out of the situation or whatever's causing that feeling of being trapped, because it becomes like a desperate situation. It's like you can't take it anymore. I did deal another card, and I'm sorry, we do have some more cards to pull up here, but I was just on this roll, and I had to pull out this Three of Spades, which is that stress and worry. Again, it's about being pulled in a couple different directions. And it's just, hey, that just goes with the territory with this scenario, honestly. Oops, that was not a shuffle. That was just my nail got caught. Okay, Four of Spades, Ace of Clubs, and the Five of Diamonds, and we got the Four of Hearts. Nice. You got that support, though. Somebody's supporting you at home. You're feeling very connected. That you're feeling well taken care of. You're cared for. That's good to hear. Honestly, that's good to hear. Again, there's this negotiation in finance. Changes that have come around in your finances. I think that net negotiation is selling your soul. I don't mean to be, crass or to make fun. I am not making fun. But I think you sold your soul for this better financial opportunity, which basically turned into more stress, which basically turned into you get more down. Yeah, not a happy situation. You are embarking on some kind of new start here, though. So whatever this position is, it's requiring you to learn new skills, perhaps. This is that card of starting on something brand new, but having to learn new skills, gain new knowledge, gain new experience even. Experience falls under that umbrella for sure. And yeah, so the Force just kind of give an inkling about what's going on in your home life. And again, you're in this period of stress relief, but I think it's all related to finances. Because now it's very balanced. I think in the past, you weren't in a great financial situation. And you felt like you needed to really put yourself out there, just dig in, do any kind of work that you could and even overwork just to get ahead. But now you're there, so you're in the stress relief. I think you took on a lot. I'm not going to say more than you could handle. I'm not going to go there. I just think it turned into this. It turned into ugly. It turned into ouch. Stress and worry. Because, I don't know, the trade-offs, there's a lot to be said for living simply. And I know even living simply is expensive these days. I mean, I don't know how you live cheap, honestly, without eliminating pretty much every convenience, every reward that you grant yourself. Most of us don't live beyond our means because it's just become impossible to survive. Okay, we got the 4 of diamonds, the 5 of spades. That's a compelling combination there. Because the 4 of diamonds is like that windfall. It's like that windfall. Now you could be actually on the verge of getting out of this work situation, because that 5 of spades tells me that you are breaking off from a situation that was abundant. What did I say? It's like you felt trapped. 7 of clubs. And I do want to mention this fire sign energy is that king. It's about taking control. You could have taken control and said enough is enough. Even though you're abundant here with the 4 diamonds. It brought you nice, sweet financial rewards. It upped your game. It brought on this change. But I think it wasn't worth it. In the end, it wasn't worth it. I'm going to ask for a couple more cards for a look at cards of advice, because I can only imagine what your advice is going to look like with this scenario. It's just like, it's kind of to me like you've already solved this dilemma, but there must be something more, right? Okay. Any more information? Yeah, of course. 3 of clubs. Well, along with that 3 of spades we pulled a second ago, the 3 of clubs also talks about struggle and fight. So this was a fight to pull you away from this situation. Maybe you're still, like I said, involved in it, and you're about to get here. You're about to make this change. You're about to break yourself off and say enough is enough, put up a boundary, or just plain out leave. Find something else, whatever you need to do. People do get fed up and they walk out, for various reasons, naturally, right? But there's that struggle and fight here that's going on. It's not nice. Even though you have this financial freedom, I'm hearing financial freedom. You have real financial freedom from all this. The cost of it is too high. It's too heavy, and you've recognized that. Yeah, that's why you kept your mouth shut. There's a lot you're holding back with that Queen of Spades. Wow. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and look at cards of advice. Cards of advice for Sagittarius, April 2023. Oops, sorry. Jack of Hearts. No, too many. Coming out with clumps. Okay. 6 of clubs. Could have predicted that. 6 clubs, actually. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, nice. 10 of hearts. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Sagittarius. Got some nice advice here. Yeah, King of Diamonds. This has led you to great personal growth. I just want to start off on that note. With the 6 of clubs, is going to open up more opportunities, and doors are going to open for you going forward. And you do have your heart open. You have your heart open probably for new possibilities, because again, I get the sense that you recognize you cannot stay in this situation. Whether you've broken off of it at this moment when you see this reading, you're on the cusp of saying enough is enough. I keep hearing enough is enough. I don't mean to keep saying the same words, but that's what I keep hearing in my head. So This is going to lead to your ultimate happiness, which tells me it's not only going to close a chapter, you're going to put all this behind you. This is going to bring much joy and happiness and celebration once you make this move. Once you make this move, you're going to, at least for a while, you're going to be in this state of celebration and bliss. Honestly, I keep hearing bliss. You're going to have that peace back. You're going to feel so much better than the three of spades and the three of clubs. You're going to feel so much better. Even though this finances kind of relieved some finances, even though this overworking relieved this financial burden, I keep hearing the cost was too great. You can't. It's not sustainable. You can't sustain it, and that's no fault of yours. I'm telling you, I've seen it over and over again. I can totally empathize with the situation. It hasn't happened to me because I'm honestly I'm not that ambitious. I just try to make sure I have a steady paycheck. I don't go for the gold because I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me. I know it'll wear me out. It'll wear me down, and that's not where my passion lies. But anyway, King of Diamonds tells me that this is where you're leading. This is where you're leading if you walk away from this situation. I want to reiterate, ultimate happiness, celebration, personal growth. It's about recognizing something in yourself. The epiphany moment, the aha moment. This is what needs to happen. But this is great prosperity with this King of Diamonds. It's actually not like you're going to get a prize, but more like you're going to take real control of your financial future with this King of Diamonds. It is earth energy. I'll just throw that in there. Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. I don't think you're dealing with a king or dealing with a king, but dealing with an earth energy. It's about taking control of those finances, and that King of Diamonds can teach you a lot about using your common sense and being very practical in material matters. Perhaps that's the way you need to think of this move. Just being practical. What's practical for you, not just what's healthy, because this is clearly unhealthy. The practicality of it, though, is also important. Jack of Spades. Again, this is air energy, but I think you're kind of in this place of not trusting. If you walk away from this, you're not trusting what's going to unfold, but let's see what is going on else, because we need more cards of advice to clarify that distrust Sagittarius may have of walking away. And I actually worked with a Sagittarius that I could see it happening because they needed to walk away from a work situation. It was long overdue, but they were afraid. They didn't trust the security that it brought was too great for them. They didn't trust that would be the right thing to do, but I think they were making a mistake. But carry on, right? Okay, Two of Clubs. Discussion. You need to open up and communicate with somebody. This is going to restore that harmony and balance. Maybe it is about talking to this employer or this work situation can be salvaged if you communicate. An interesting twist. Communication. It's also possible you don't trust talking to them because, again, I think you're tight-lipped here. You're holding back. People probably get a weird... I'm sorry, I'm trying to move the cards so they're not obscured. People might be getting a weird vibe from you because you are you seemingly are detached. Quiet, too quiet. You know how they make jokes about the quiet person being the one you need to watch out for? But there's clearly some communication that needs to happen, but I don't think you're trusting the environment, honestly, to express yourself, that boldly, that candidly. King of Hearts, you also are being advised to really take control of your emotions in this situation, and we did see that kind of come out with the distrust, for sure. But I was also heading for this Jack of Hearts, because again, that's like having that open heart. I think this is pointing very clearly that you feel too vulnerable. You don't feel strong enough. You feel too vulnerable to open yourself up and to really communicate in this situation how this needs to change for you and how it's affecting you. So again, taking control of your emotions would probably be very, very important. Not sure exactly how to achieve that. Only you would know how that applies to your situation and how you can, buckle up, because it probably will be a rough emotional ride for you. But apparently, I'm not going to say apparently, we are all capable of it. When it really gets down to it. Yes, it takes courage and it takes strength, but most of us have that, in all honesty. We just have to find it within ourselves. And I do want to mention, this is also that fatherly card. It's the self-nurturing in a firm but loving, generous way towards yourself, perhaps, and embodying the king energy, taking control. And do you notice you also have that King of Diamonds down here? You're bookended in your advice about taking control of finances, not letting them get the best of you, realizing that there are things that are more important: your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, and nurturing yourself. It's okay. It's okay to feel like you need a break from this. If you're the type of individual who thinks you just got to stick it out, it could be pointing in that direction, especially with this. If you have issues around feeling vulnerable, like you can't allow that happen. You know what I mean? You can't put yourself in that vulnerable position, so you keep your mouth shut. I'm not going to take it any further. I think we've covered the bases here, Sagittarius. But if you take the stand and you do what you need to do to take care of yourself, just remember, this is going to ultimately, that decision will lead to this great happiness. I am fully confident in that. Okay? I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you gained some insight. I've given you some ideas, perhaps to mull over. If you would like to see again, the next reading that comes out, don't forget to hit subscribe, notifications, all that jazz. Also, watch out in the description box for future availability of individual readings. And also, I also have that donation page, and that link is in the bottom of the description box if you're interested in making a small donation to help support the channel. Okay, I appreciate you being here. I look forward to seeing you again, and take care until I do.